So number 9, we received a $100 gift certificate to a clothing store. The store sells t-shirts for $16 and dress shirts for $24. You want to spend no more than the amount of the gift certificate, and you want to leave at most $8 of the gift certificate unspent, and we need at least one dress shirt. What are all the possible combinations of t-shirts and dress shirts you could buy? So we have some choices that we got to select all that apply. So what we need to do is create our inequalities and then substitute in each of these combinations and see which of them would work. So let's create our inequalities first. To do that, we need to establish x and y. We see we're dealing with t-shirts and dress shirts. So let's let x equal the number of t-shirts we buy and y equaling the number of dress shirts that we buy. And if we're selling t-shirts for $16 and dress shirts for $24, then each shirt would be $16 times the amount of t-shirts, so it'll be 16x plus 24y, because it'll be 24 times the amount of dress shirts. Now, we're told we want to spend no more than the amount of the gift certificate. No more than means we want to spend that amount or less, and the amount of the gift certificate is $100, so less than or equal to 100, because we don't want to spend more than that. So that's our first inequality. The second says we want to leave at most $8 of the gift certificate unspent. That means we want to spend our amount of the gift certificate except for that. So we subtract 100 from 8 and we get 92. That means we want to spend more than or equal to $92 to leave at most $8 unspent. Okay, so we have 16x plus 24y is greater than or equal to 92. And the reason why, again, that it's 92 is because we need to subtract $100 from $8 to see how much of the gift certificate we would have to spend to leave at most $8 unspent. Okay, so now what we're going to need to do is substitute each of our combinations into each of these inequalities to see what gives us true inequalities. So now I need to substitute in all of my combinations in for each pair of inequalities to see if it makes them both true. So starting with my first combination, which is 3 t-shirts and 2 dress shirts, I substitute it into the first inequality. So t-shirts is x and dress shirts is y. So 3 goes in for x and 2 goes in for y. So 16 times 3 is 48 and 24 times 2 is 48. So 48 plus 48 would give me 96, and 96 is indeed less than or equal to 100. So it works for the first inequality. Let's try the second one. So we have 16x plus 24y is greater than or equal to 92. Substitute in again 3 and 2 for x and y respectively. We have 48 plus 48, which is 96. And 96 is indeed greater than or equal to 92. So that tells you that A is one of my answers, so that combination works. Now let's try B. We have 1 t-shirt and 3 dress shirts, so 1 is x and 3 is y. So that leaves us with 16 plus 72, which is 88 being less than or equal to 100, and that is true. But let's see if it works for the second inequality, because it has to be true for both. So substitute in again 1 t-shirt and 3 dress shirts, so 1 for x and 3 for y, we'll get 16 plus 72, which we say 72 is greater than or equal to 92, which is false. 88 is not greater than or equal to 92, so it will not be B for one of my answers. So now we try C. So we have 4 t-shirts and 1 dress shirt, so 4 is x and 1 is y. So we have 64 plus 24, add them up, and we get 88, which 88 is less than or equal to 100. But we need to try the second inequality, see if it's true for both. So again, we have our 4 t-shirts and 1 dress shirt going in for x and y. So we have 64 plus 24, which is 88, and 88 would not be greater than or equal to 92. So C would not be one of our answers. So let's try D. 16x plus 24y is less than or equal to 100, and we have no t-shirts and 4 dress shirts, so 0 goes in for x and 4 goes in for y. So we have 96 being less than or equal to 100, which is true. So it works for the first one. Let's try the second. Again, 0 for x and 4 for y. We get 96 is greater than or equal to 92, which is true. So D is my second option. So then A and D would be my answers for the numbers I'm provided.